Alright, so we're here to our 6th game. The loser of this game will be completely out of this race war, as we are spawning here on Longinus 2, bottom left is last. Here at the top left is Shuttle. And Longinus, it's a very funky map. It's like Taukross, where you attach both your main and the expansion on the same level terrain, but once you get to the middle of the map it gets quite strange. You've got that high ground advantage, and the most unique thing about this map though is the third gas rather. It's quite far from your expansion, quite far from main, sorry, but it has 2 gases. So actually on this map, Savior played this map really well because he was able to secure that double gas expansion without being harmed. And once he secured that expansion, this is Xavier's turn of course, and once he secured that expansion he was pretty much he won most of his games, because having those 4 gases in such an early stage game is like so good for him. So I thought we might have seen a quick nexus from Shuttle, but looks like he's going to go for the early gateway, especially on a flat land map like this. Getting an early Zell is a good option. It's going to be hard for the turn to defend with, but we see here last is opting to go for the barracks there, not at the choke point but rather by his ramp. And we don't see any gas being built, so he's probably going to go for a command center behind this and try and SimCity with that barracks. As we see here, last going to be scouting with that SUV. In the meantime, yep, as I mentioned before, he's going to go for that Rax command center. And I thought he might have tried and moved his barracks slightly differently to try and SimCity. Doesn't look like he's going to do that though. He's going to build a supply depot there for any zealot harassment. I guess he's just going to complete this SimCity here with the command center by adding in bunker sometime soon. As everything is stock standard so far from both players. Yep, so we see the bunker being placed there at the choke point, so any crazy Dragoon shenanigans won't be able to kill off last. Yeah, a very common build on this map from Protosses, or any map with the flat ground, is a 10-15. And actually Shuttle's going to go for a variation of 10-15. It's not going to get his second gateway, he's not going to be cutting probes in his case, but he's going to be able to get those Dragoons out really quickly. And as these 2 Dragoons snipe out an SUV, Last has to play these very carefully. If he loses that first tank, then it's pretty much over for him. Actually, we see Last actually going for another bunker here. He's really scared of this 10-15 doing a lot of damage, or not 10-15, but 2 gateway Dragoon doing a lot of damage. And you've got to remember, because Last did expand behind this, expand before getting the factory up. It's going to take a while for Last to get his tank out with the siege upgrade. And here's the range being done for Shuttle here. And it's going to take a while for him to repair. I think in this case he should have went for the quick academy, trying to get that quick range upgrade that we see players like mine do, but it seems like he's just very content of just working off this one bunker. But it's going to get to a point where it's going to be a critical mass of Dragoons that's going to break through. So we see here, was it 7 Dragoons right now for Shuttle? A nice amount of Dragoons. And actually I'm really keen to see whether he's going to add aerobatics with Observer to this, or whether he's going to go for a third base. It looks like he's going to go third base at that double gas there at the 9 o'clock. Actually no, it looks like he's going to try and snipe as many SVs as possible. The first tank is out. This Marines in the bunker is doing a lot of damage, but it doesn't actually get to kill anything. Nice snipes there from Shuttle, getting these SVs, and it's going to get more SVs here. Siege mode is done, but the damage has been done. A sizable amount of SVs have been sniped here. Shuttle's 9 o'clock base has been taken along with his main expansion there at his front. And now the robotics is up, the observatory will be coming down. And Shuttle has to be feeling quite happy right now with what he's done. I do question the dislocation of the 9 o'clock base though. I feel like it should have taken the 12 o'clock expansion. I guess he just feels that being closer to his opponent is going to work better for him in the long term. And the commentator's made a really good point there, is that with the double gas, it means that he's going to be able to get those LBDs quicker. He's going to be able to get the High Templar tech, because you've got so much gas coming from base. You need somewhere to dump that gas, so you can dump it in High Templars, get Archons as part of your army composition. And Archons actually in the high numbers before EMP comes out actually do quite a good job with the Dragoons, with the Zealots. So let's see, these Dragoons just moving around the map, trying to snipe any SVs that come out, or any vulture harassment that occurs. And looks like right now Shuttle's just pumping Dragoons from those gateways. And he's actually got a lot of Dragoons coming out of these 2 gateways. He's only just added another 2 gateways to total up 4. It's quite impressive. As Lars is just trying to gather intelligence right now to see what's happening. Citadel and Forge going down for Shuttle. And actually, Lars is going to see this expansion here at the 9 o'clock. And I think with some nice Shuttle play, if he decides to do so, he's going to be able to take out this this base. Well, not take out, but do some damage. As Lars is actually going to move out, try and take this mineral only. Mineral only is pretty easy to take for Terrans, because they can siege tanks behind that mineral line at their main base, so that Zealots can't actually reach it at all. And pushing from that 3rd mineral only, you can easily take that double gas expansion to the right of him when he decides to. But it looks like at the moment he's happy with what he's seeing so far, and trying to play catch up. And looks like I'm going to see more gateways coming here from Shuttle. We haven't seen a Stargate yet, so it doesn't seem like it's going to go Arbiters for now. And we see Shuttle here. Aptly so from Shuttle. No doubt he's going to be loading up some Zealots into there, and then later on to the game, if he keeps that Shuttle, he'll be adding High Templar. Help defend from Storm, as he's going to take this mineral only here. It's got a nice position on the map here at this ramp, but he's not really paying attention to that other ramp there near the 12 o'clock. And as a result, Lars has been able to plant some spider mines there. Now these 2 ramps entering the player's bases is a double-edged sword. Sure, Last has two options of entering the opponent, but on the other hand, there's two ways that Shuttle can attack from. But we don't see any Stargate yet from Shuttle. He hasn't even taken the gases on that third base yet, so he's got really early high tempo as well, and looks like Last is positioning here to move out. If he gets a good position here on the high ground, he might be able to do a lot of damage. But it looks like he's just being very conservative for now. He's just gonna move away from that ramp. And the Storm upgrade is done for Shuttle. And here comes the Gateway Explosion, but I definitely think that Shuttle needs Arbiters to defend from this. He needs Stasis. Because I believe those ground weapons on those mechanic units of Last are nearly +2. I'm pretty sure they're +1 already. Yep, so they're +1. And even though Shuttle has his own +1, the stasis from the Arbiters will help so much trying to defend from this. The last thing you want to do as a Protoss player is not allow the Terran to take control of this middle area, because the only way you're going to be able to do damage onto the map is via drops and recalls. And slowly but surely, you see here Last is slowly creeping away towards that third base there at the 9 o'clock position. And it's going to get to a point where it's going to be really hard to break through. Last being a very nicely playing this push very slowly. But on the other hand, Shuttle's also playing this very slowly as well. It looks like the Dragoon's actually coming around the map, trying to do a counterattack here at the mineral only, but nicely placed mines there at the high ground. And looks like Last is going to be aware of what's happening. And actually here, Shuttle here, moving out here. Psionic Storm on a couple of Spider Mines, not doing much damage. And these Spider Mines actually, it was really close here. Those Spider Mines could have killed a lot of Vultures if those Zealots got in contact, and Shuttle has to move back here. Shuttle trying to go for a surround here, but nicely placed siege tanks here, behind the turrets, behind the Spider Mines. Shuttle has to move back. And actually we see another attack here from Shuttle. He's got one Storm here, he's going to storm these siege tanks. But oh my god, there's so many Vultures here. And where are the units of Shuttle? He tried to do a counterattack, but I thought he'd have a lot of units here. He built like, what, 10 gateways? Oh, this mineral only is under a lot of fire. And once he mops up this ground army, I think he can just easily move into that expansion at the 9 o'clock and just clean it up. Oh, actually here Shuttle's going for a surround here on a high ground, but oh, nice place siege tanks there from Last, just shelling away at that ground army, and it seems like Shuttle won't not be able to defend this. The close rally points allow for Last to just keep sending Vultures and tanks across the map. Although I do question the fact that Last hasn't done anything about the 9 o'clock base. Okay, now he brings the Vultures up. And we see a drop here, trying to take out these the rest of these units here, but it's only just got Zealots in them. It's not really enough. I definitely do question Shuttle going for quick high Templar before going for Arbiters. Storm is a nice spell, but you can see he hasn't even taken the gases at those at 9 o'clock. And all these probes are just getting killed. Don't get me wrong though, Shuttle is still in this game, especially if these Zealot drops do a lot of damage. But this 9 o'clock is down for Shuttle. And these 3 bases are still nicely saturated. As there's 80 supply here from Shuttle compared to what supply I've lost. Well, regardless, Shuttle barely has any money left. This Spider-Mine's doing an excellent job taking out the ground army. And these vultures can just face head on. GG. So Team Protoss is out of this race war. Nice game there from Lust. Notice